Hi, everyone. I'm Beth Krieger. I'm the director of the IJ Clinic on Entrepreneurship here.
And I'm Kathy Gritchen, and I'm the assistant director.
So we teach the clinic together, and I think it's the best law job in the biz. We'll go quickly here. I'm going to check a time. We also have a couple students to talk about the experience as well. So the IJ Clinic primarily assists low-income entrepreneurs. So we're providing pro bono legal representation for low-income people in the community who are pursuing their dreams, trying to build businesses. Of course, we're also educating students, and we're working toward law reform and outreach efforts to make entrepreneurship more accessible and fair for people in Chicago.
Yeah, we have about a dozen or so clients at any given time. We do long-term relationships with them. So rather than being transactional in the sense of working on a specific transaction, we're wraparound counsel. So it's like being outside general counsel for a company. And so you see Cliff and Connie here from the record track, and our students can talk about that as well. And they also, we get to meet them various ways. We interview them with the students' help to select them. And they're generally with us for at least a year, oftentimes longer. So really get to develop a relationship with them.
Yeah, and we're always looking for businesses that not only have low-income founders, but have a chance to kind of leverage the help we're giving to make a difference in their community, either by innovating, by creating jobs, by taking up space in a neighborhood that really needs that kind of business activity, and so on. We also look for businesses that are heavily regulated. You might think of the airline industry as heavily regulated. I'm here to tell you the barber industry is also heavily regulated. So we figure not only are we helping entrepreneurs with the challenges that are inherent in running a business, but we can be of extra service when people are trying to navigate complicated regulatory landscapes. So students who are working in the clinic have a big impact. They're working with entrepreneurs and supporting the entrepreneurs' efforts to create jobs and do all of these amazing things in their communities. We also work on policy projects. So students who are interested in not only working directly with a client, but in trying to kind of solve a problem that many entrepreneurs are facing, and work with us to research those issues, advocate and lobby for change. An example, we've worked a lot to make home-based businesses legal, and we've had students rewriting the law in Illinois that limited where people could sell food they made at home. We've worked on the Chicago ordinances that made it really restrictive about whether people could start businesses at home.
And you can go to our website and you'll see our list of our clients, and we've got little profiles for each one, but just, so here's a quick list, but what you'll see is that they're geographically dispersed, doing different areas of business. So it's interesting, I guess, mix, if you will, of businesses. Oh, by the way, real quickly on the last slide, we do have another talk coming up, by the way, not about the clinic per se, but featuring two of our clients on May 11th.
Thursday, we're hosting a lunch talk on entrepreneurship after incarceration. So we invite you there. You'll see some of our clients in action. So here's just a starter list of some of the issues that we work on. Because we are that kind of outside general counsel, where we call ourselves wraparound lawyers. So whatever decisions our clients are making, whatever challenges they're facing, we're going to be right there with them. So students are getting into the nitty-gritty of a wide variety of legal issues. So if you're feeling unsure of whether transactional law or regulatory compliance work is right for you, or whether there's a specific specialty you're interested in, employment work or tax or general kind of corporate structuring, we do have a little bit of all of those things.
So, what's the student experience? You're working directly with the clients, and we have our students who want to tell you a little bit more about that as well. Should we just have them jump in actually at this point?
Yeah, I think we can just run through, we've probably, here are some just facts. We'll put this information up on our website, so if you want to figure out the actual nitty-gritty components, it'll be there for you.
But one thing that I don't know if all of the clinics do this or not, but when you sign up for a time slot for a clinic, it's on your calendar for every week at a regular time, right? Like other classes. But unlike regular classes for the clinic, we meet 4 times a quarter in person as a class to talk about various topics, substantive topics. The rest of the time, we want you to work with the clients and get the client work done. We don't want you just sitting in a classroom. So just be aware that while you can't sign up for another class that competes with that time, you're not going to be able to do that. Just understand that in terms of your actual in the seat, in a classroom time is limited to 4 times a quarter.
Emma and Robert are going to speak. Jeff, does it make sense to have students up here so people watching on Zoom can see?
Yeah, the recording will pick it up best probably if they're up there, but it's up
Is
to
mine
you guys.
popping up here?
We've got about 4 minutes.
Okay, great. So yeah, while they're coming up here, we work closely with our students on a bunch of complicated issues, and they'll tell you what that's like.
Yeah, I'm Emma, I'm a 2L, so I started in the clinic as a summer, but I continued this whole year. So if you're at all interested in transactional work, I really recommend this clinic. I think that the analogy to like outside general counsel is a really great kind of indication of what you're going to be doing, and I think a great example of a lot of the benefits of this clinic. So you get to provide like just such a wide variety of services to clients while also building this long-term relationship. So you're not just seeing clients like at their worst moment, you actually get to talk to them and like learn about what their role is in the community, what their goals are for their business. And I personally really like being able to kind of incorporate the business strategy with the legal strategy. And it gets you exposure to a bunch of different types of transactions, a bunch of different, like just really anything. I worked on dissolution, mediation between co-owners of the company that was our client. You get a huge variety of experience. There's great support from Kathy and Beth, and they really put your experience with the clients first. They want that to be your priority, and they want that to be what you spend the majority of your hours on, unless you're interested in policy, which they also make a lot of room for too. So I'll let Robert talk to you about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So first thing I would say, I would definitely echo, it's a great opportunity to kind of get involved with the surrounding community. They're minority-owned business for the most part in the south and southwest side. My involvement has been both on the policy research side, but then also the working with a specific client of the clinic, the record track. On the policy side, I did a memo about acquiring vacant lots from the city and the county, and just understanding how does that law work, why are there so many vacant lots, and how can we kind of improve that process for small businesses. On the sort of client support side, as they've said, I mean, it's touched a wide gamut of work. So anything from employment law questions and research, understanding how construction contracts work and reviewing those, entity formation, deciding which structures fit the business objectives better, sitting in on meetings where we're going through like real estate transaction issues, so from financing to transfer to insurance questions. So it's been a great experience for someone who, even though I'm going into litigation, it's been an opportunity to kind of get an insight into what transactional and regulatory work looks like.
Great, thank you. Thank you guys both. I think the last word I'll say is just our clients are really cool. These we get to cherry pick them, so we're lucky to work with people who are so creative and passionate and driven to really grow something and make a difference. So that's extra layer of fun.
And then just so some of you may have heard about Southside Pitch, that's something we do in October. And that's not clinic work, but you're welcome to be part of that experience. But that's a community-wide event where we invite entrepreneurs from the South Side to participate in a competition that's Shark Tank-like. where they can win money and they get some coaching experience and some exposure, and it's a lot of fun. So there you go.